everyone, you're watching BC News. Myself, MS Kavashri, a student of Mass Communication and Journalism. Today I will be presenting a model on authoritarian theory of mass communication. It is a normative theory of mass communication where mass media is influenced and overpowered by the power and the authority of the nation. It is the idea that they place all the norms of communication under the control of governing authorities. This theory is originated from the philosophy of Plato. English monarchs used this approach when the printing press was invented by censoring, licensing and taxation and lawmaking. It is also recognized in 1956 by the three professors of communication and developed in 16th and 17th century in England. Now let us have a brief look on the concept of authoritarian theory of mass communication. Authoritarian theory is taken as a theory used by the dictatorship of government, but can also see in the democratic as well as dictatorial nation. Here, the mass media cannot offend or go against the majority of dominant groups. Thus, the theory is justified by saying that the state is greater than the individual rights, where the state controls the media, especially in the times of emergency like war, conflicts, and this situation might be internal or external. For better understanding the theory, I'll be sharing an example on it. A difference between a king and a dictatorship is a king is an authority who have all the rights to control the communication and no one can question him. But where in the dictatorship during the Second World War, Hitler had authorities who controlled the press in Germany. He knew that the press was a powerful tool of communication which can influence the thoughts of the citizen in the society. Now let us see on the main features of authoritarian theory of mass communication. The direct control of the media by the government and authorities. Power is exercised to control media. Media has no power to criticize the government and its decision. Media is used as a weapon or an instrument to strengthen the power of the government. Cancellation of the license if the media does anything wrong to the government. Censorship is one of the major concepts in authoritarian theory. Now let us know in brief. Censorship is a suppression of any communication which is considered as harmful to a people, king, government and its nation. In some other cases, censorship helps to the protection of the ruler and authorities from sensitive issues. Especially this censorship method are much familiar in press, which is against the freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Now let us look on the types of censorship. First one is political censor, second one is moral censor, third one is religious censor, fourth one is military censor, fifth one is corporate censor. Now let us have a look in brief. When it comes to political censor is referred as the government attempts to conceal, fake, distort or falsify information that the citizen received by suppressing or crowding out the political news that the public might receive through news outlets. Now, the moral censor is defined as the suppression of materials that the public consider offensive. For example, child pornography is restricted in many countries because it seems being morally wrong. Religious censor is a form of censor where the freedom of speech is controlled or limited using religious authorities or on any basis of teaching of religion. Military censor is referred to the requirements imposed by the military officials upon the journalists that later submit their dispatches to the military censor so that the dispatches can be reviewed for the materials that the content of which does not want to be seen published. Corporate censorship is a sanctioning of the speech by the spokesperson, an employee or a business associates by the threats of monetary loss or loss of employment or loss of access to the marketplace. Now let's look on the strength of authoritarian theory of mass communication. This approach is sometimes better for resolving social and cultural conflicts. It is also better sometimes because it motivates people to work for their country and its people. This theory acts as a gatekeeper and prevents the media that acts irresponsibly. This theory can be used for establishing propagandas. Now let us see on the weakness of authoritarian theory of mass communication. Common people are taken a less intelligent as an easy target to manipulate. The ruling classes use the media only for their own benefits. The freedom of speech and the information of the normal people is attacked. Hence, this theory is describing the control of freedom of speech and freedom of expression of the media. The theory is justified by saying that the state is greater than the individual rights, where the state controls the media, especially in the time of emergency like war and conflicts. This situation might be internal or external. I hope this video was informative and helpful. Keep watching BCU News for more educational content. Myself MS Kavishri. Thank you.